What's up? New intro. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. For those of you who don't know, my name is Chris Moore, and in today's video, we got a pretty exciting bike that we're going to be testing out on the Dyno for the first time on the channel, and then we're going to be comparing it to some other bikes that we got. What do we have? A 2021 BMW S1000RR. This bike is a super good looking bike, brand new bike that's just brought to us. It's got an Akrapovic full system on it, and we are gonna dyno this thing and see what we can get out of it. Now, as you can see, the bike is torn completely apart right now just to get the ECU out. Yeah, that's what you gotta do to flash the ECU on these things. Lots and lots of work just to access the ECU. So we've got the ECU out. We've actually already done the baseline run. Before we talk about that, let's drop that intro and we'll see you in a minute. Alright guys, here we go. So we just made the baseline pull, and the BMW came in right off the bat with 186.95 horsepower and 80 foot-pounds of torque. It's pretty big numbers for no flash, no tune, no nothing. Next up, I've got a Magic Bike.
The red is the
Suzuki. Okay.
Bone stock Gixxer.
Okay, so the red one is a GSXR 1000 coming in bone stock at 169 horsepower. And then number 5, which is the green line, is a ZX10R 2021 bone stock as well, coming in at 176 horsepower. But look at these power curves. So we've got this stuff is really wild to look at. So the green one, that's the Kawasaki, okay? You can see in the mid-range, low range, it's 30 horsepower, 27 horsepower short of the Suzuki and 22 horsepower short of the BMW. That's huge, okay? So the poor ZX10 is really neutered from the factory. And then you can see as we go up here in the higher RPMs, the Suzuki peaks out really early. In other words, the top end is not quite the same. You can see it falls off really early to where the ZX or the BMW kind of pulls for days and 184 horsepower. That bike is not neutered any from the factory in the high RPMs. Now we're gonna see what we can get out of this thing in the low RPMs, and we're gonna see what we can get out of it in the high RPMs. But the electronic throttle plates, according to our Woolwich database here, they are not actually changed any at all. They stay at 100% at wide open throttle in race mode. Now, down low, they're held back, but running wide open, if we go to the ETV valve, it is 100% in race mode. So that's how it is from the factory. It's pretty crazy how the Japanese bikes versus the European bikes, one of them's held back, the other one is not. I don't really know why that is. You guys can comment in the comments below if you've read anything. But look at the ZX10 in the high RPMs. It falls off to 100 horsepower before it hits red line, where the BMW is at 185 horsepower. If you got a 2021 ZX10, hopefully the flash is coming soon because you guys need it bad. All right, let's get to work on this BMW ECU and see what we can find in this thing. All right, guys, here we go. Day 2 of the BMW S1000RR project. Mike has finally got this thing down in. Took a lot of time to learn this new bike. Check it out. right, guys. The gains were big on this BMW S1000RR. It took us quite some time. There is so many tables in this BMW ECU, it's not even funny. Look at all the different stuff you got here, and then when we go to the ignition maps, look at all the different stuff you got here in the tables. Tons and tons of adjustments on this thing. It really took some time to learn everything and to get it all dialed in, but finally it is right. We will not be offering 2020 and 2021 BMW S1000 mail-in tunes yet, but we do have the dyno tunes available. If you guys are interested in that, hit us up, moremafia.com. All the info is there for what you need to do. Contact us to get your dyno tune scheduled. But let's look at the gains. Look right here at 11,000 RPMs. We went from 167 to 181. Huge gains in this BMW. 185 to 197 right there. And then down here in the low range at 7,000 RPMs, we went from 97 horsepower to 108. We also went from 73 foot-pounds of torque to 81. Then we went from 79 foot-pounds of torque to 86 foot-pounds of torque at 10.5. 86 foot-pounds of torque on a 1000cc bike is huge. Mike is gonna pull up some dyno runs from a ZX10. We don't have a 2021 ZX10. Well, we do have a 2021 ZX10. We have a 2021 ZX10, we have a 2020 ZX10 we'll show you. We have the 2021 BMW, then we have a 2020 GSXR 1000 we'll show you. And while we're at it, we might as well show you a 2021 R1. And we got a 2021 or 2020 CBR 1000. We'll show you that. Hold on, it's coming up right here in just a sec, guys. All right, guys, we're back. We got a lot of stuff on the screen today, but this is pretty cool. All right, so 197 is, of course, our top number, and that's from the BMW. Now, the BMW has full exhaust.
Full exhaust, that's it?
Full exhaust, and that's it. Full exhaust, stock air filter, and pump gas. So this is really impressive numbers. I'm impressed with the BMW. You can see we got a little dip here in the BMW that we couldn't tune out. But overall, that thing makes big power, 197. So the BMW horsepower king, maybe? We got, up next, we have...
Your 2020.
So that's my 2020 GSXR 1000, the Ricky Killer. That's with MR12 though, guys. So it's not a fair comparison. We probably should have put a pump gas one on there. But either way, you can see the Suzuki. We got a lot going on. So the blue line is what we're looking at with the Suzuki. So it makes a little less, but it makes it a little farther. And then here in the low range, the BMW actually beats it pretty good. So look at the horsepower gains from the BMW over the Suzuki. Goes from 90 to 102. Huge gains from the BMW over the Suzuki. All right. Next, we've got the 2021 ZX10R that was mine. I sold the bike, but I'll get another one as soon as the ECU Flashes come out. I'll buy a 2022. It had a full exhaust and a sprint air filter in this bike, and it was...
old trick.
Yeah, it had Magic Mike figured it out, and we sort of unrestricted the bike. Now, we didn't have it tuned, but we had the bike where it would stay wide open throttle the whole entire time. Well, that bike made 195 horsepower. That is the green line. Now you can see here, the Kawasaki made 188, the Suzuki made 184, and in that dip where the BMW suffered, it made 183. If we roll out here, you can see that the Kawasaki was actually the highest horsepower, and that was with no tune. So take it for what it is. Up next, we've got a 2021 Yamaha R1 with a Yoshimura slip-on, like a 3/4 system. So it was basically a cat delete slip-on stock air filter?
Stock air filter.
Stock air filter and pump gas. That goes down to this line here. You can see the R1 finished up with about 181 horsepower, where at the very same spot, the Suzuki and the BMW had 195, 196. If we go back here to where the Kawasaki's red line ran out a little fast because it had a stock ECU, it was not flashed. We've got 195 for the Kawasaki, 195 for the BMW, 193 for the Suzuki on MR12, and we drop all the way back to 176 for the Yamaha at that particular RPM. Then, for you Honda fans, we got a Honda CBR 1000 on here. Probably has the smoothest power curve of any bike, but it came in with 165, 176 to 193 to 195 to 195. So the Honda has the least amount of power. It has the smoothest power curve. It also, let's see, what is this one here? Purple. That's the Yamaha. So it actually got bullied on pretty hard. The Yamaha was actually the weakest one in torque at 7,000 RPMs. The Yamaha is suffering the most. You can see the torque is actually really bad on it, and then it comes on pretty hard and it holds really hard. So it holds torque really well, but it doesn't make torque down low, which is kind of interesting with that cross plane crank. That's kind of weird. And then you can see the BMW has the highest amount of torque and versus the Suzuki on M12. Yeah, but the BMW, look at the torque on the BMW. This is insane right here. Let's look at this. So this is 6,300 RPMs. We had 95 horsepower to 87, 82, 75. And then we had 80 foot-pounds of torque to 72 foot-pounds of torque in second place, 68 foot-pounds of torque, and then 62 foot-pounds of torque. I know it's a lot of numbers. I know it's a lot of mess on the screen, but it's pretty cool info. This is real-world stuff on our dyno. I told you what the modifications were. Granted, they're not all modded the same. This is just for fun. This is not saying one bike's better than the other. This is just showing you what these things, how they stack up, guys. All right, I hope you've enjoyed the video. We enjoyed making the video for you. Mike, he said it was a lot of work. He said to make the video. He's been out here for a couple of days on this BMW trying to figure out all the stuff involved in this thing. But thanks for watching. Be sure to comment in the comments below. Which bike would you buy? Let's just say price is no object. Which bike would you buy? And then let's just say we factor in the cost of ownership, the cost of buying the bike, the cost of insurance, and the cost of maintenance. Then which bike would you buy? Let me know in the comments below. Smash the subscribe button, click the bell for notifications. Only 50% of our viewers are subscribed. It's totally free, guys. Just click the button. Thanks for watching. Smash the like button. We'll see you next time. Peace out.